Hi everyone, I'm Steven.
I'm Minnie.
And welcome to Enjoy English School. Today's date is June 10th. And for the next 2 days, we're going to be covering pages 26 to 29 with the origins.
那我们今天6月10号呢，会在第26到29页追根究底这个主题。
The title today is The Early Years of Human Flight.
那我们要谈论的是人类何时开始翱翔天际
When hot air balloons and airships ruled the skies.
当热气球跟这个飞船称霸了天际
Right, so when you rule something, that
Yeah.
means that you're in charge or something. You're like
You're
the
the
boss, right? All right, so why do hot air balloons and airships rule the skies? We'll find out more. The Wright brothers are famous for building and flying the world's first airplane.
莱特兄弟呢是以打造还有飞行了世界第一架飞机而闻名的。
Right, so here, first thing I want to mention is in Chinese, we say 来特兄弟.
Yeah.
It starts with an L, but the actual word is W-R-I-G-H-T.
Right.
So the W is silent.
所以 W 不发音，在这边我们发 right 的声音。
And they are famous for, and this means that whatever comes behind is the thing that they did that made them famous, okay? So the Wright brothers are famous for building and flying the world's first airplane. So after and, we don't have to put another subject there because it's the same subject as it's the Wright brothers. So then we don't have to say the Wright brothers are famous for building the first airplane and the Wright brothers are famous for flying the world's first airplane. So that way we can take out a lot of words.
所以在这边老师刚刚有提到 famous for 这个习惯用法可以画底线 for 可以圈起来，我们把 for 放后面就代表它是以什么样子的东西来让别人认识它，让别人记得它的 famous 有名的。然后再来的话，我们可以看到 and 它是对等连接词，对等连接词的意思就是说我前后其实就是放词性一样的字就可以了。那我们这边可以看到我们有 building 跟 flying， 它的主词都是莱特兄弟，所以我们主词不用再写第二次。
However, the story of human flight started over 100 years before that with another pair of brothers, Joseph Michel and Jacques Etienne Montgolfier.
所以呢，然而人类飞行的故事，其实在比莱特兄弟还要早100多年前，另一对兄弟就已经展开了。那他们是法文名字哦，老师刚刚念得很 sexy， 对不对？约瑟夫
应该是念得不太正确 but I tried my best.
Yeah， 约瑟夫、米歇尔跟雅克·艾迪亚·孟格菲兄弟俩。
So the beginning of the sentence, we already know we're going to see something with a contrast, right? Because it says, however. So that's a really good way to start a sentence when you're about to talk about something that is contrasting or is different from the previous sentence. So however, even though we all know the Wright brothers,
Yes.
the story of human flight, which means when humans could fly in the air, obviously we can't fly because we don't have superpowers. So it's as of now, it's through a vehicle of some kind or craft
Airplane.
of some kind, an airplane or a helicopter or so on. So it started over 100 years ago before the Wright brothers. Okay, so that is talking about the Wright brothers with another pair of brothers. So now that we see the word pair, that means that there's two people, two brothers. Okay.
所以在这边我们看到 however 它其实是一个写文章很好用的方法。当你要讲的事情是你要别人可能很认真注意听，前面讲正面的，后面讲负面，前面讲负面，后面讲正面，这种有一点反差的时候，我们就可以用 however 来当一个开头，别人就会知道哦，我要仔细听咯。然后刚刚老师有讲到另外一个是对比那个字，叫做 contrast。
C-O-N-T-R-A-S-T.
那这个字呢，其实也是在考试里面非常常看到的字，所以 contrast 这个字，对比这个字要记得。然后老师刚刚还有讲到 pair 这一个字，基本上你看到 P-A-I-R pair， 你就知道一定是两个，就像 C-O-U-P-L-E couple 一样，也可能是两个的情况。所以我们会说 a pair of shoes，a pair of jeans，pair 就是两个裤管，两只脚的袜子一双的，我们都会用 pair。
A pair of socks.
Yeah.
Their family owned a paper manufacturing company in France, but the Montgolfier brothers dreamed of bigger things.
那他们这个家族现在讲的就是那个蒙格菲这个法国的家族，在法国持有一间制造纸的公司哦。 好绕口。
Yeah, it is really hard to say.
制造子的公司 ，anyway，然后但是孟格菲兄弟却梦想着有更崇高的一个事物。
Right, so when we see the verb manufacture, another word you can think of is produce.
Produce.
P-R-O-D-U-C-E. And they're just different ways to say they
制造
make, right? So it's a paper producing company, a paper manufacturing company in France. So what does it mean when you dream of bigger things? Okay, so that means that maybe you're not completely happy with what you're doing currently. So you keep dreaming of doing something that is bigger than what you're doing now. So in this instance, the Montefiore brothers, maybe they're not so happy making paper. Manufacturing paper. Even though their family owns this business, and a lot of people from the outside might be like, hey, you guys have a company. You don't have to work hard. You can just take over the business, right? But to the brothers, they want to do something even bigger. They have different dreams other than just making paper. So that's what they mean by they dream of bigger things.
Yeah, 所以 dream bigger. 有些人不是会讲说 dream bigger, so you have like bigger power or something.
Or do something about, if you're not happy with what your life right now, you should do things that will make you happy. Think bigger.
Yeah,
think bigger.
Yeah.
Okay.
就是你要敢去做梦，然后你梦做得越大，你可以越成功的意思。所以孟格菲兄弟他不单单只是想当职场的富二代，他想要自己做一些大事。
Right. Joseph Michel was the more creative brother.
So 在这一对兄弟里面有一个那个 Joseph 约瑟夫，他是两个兄弟里面 more creative， 意思就是说他比较有创意。那 creative 我们三个音节，所以比较级的时候我们不会说 creativer， 没有这种用法，我们会用 more creative。
And also here, pay attention because there are only two brothers, right? So when we are comparing them, there's only two things to compare to. That's why we can use the word more creative. If it was three brothers, then you could say that he is the most creative. And that's the difference between more and most. When you're comparing two things, you say more, or if the adjective is like big, like the bigger one, right? But if it's more than two, then we say most.
所以如果是三者比较最突出、最卓越的那个，我们会用最高级；但如果只有两者，我们就可以用比较级就可以了。
He made his own parachutes and tested them by jumping off houses.
所以我们这边的 he 当然就指的是我们前面讲到的 Joseph，他呢会自己制造降落伞，然后借由跳下房来测试他们，好勇敢。
Yeah, maybe that's so scary. Okay, so parachute, even though there's a CH, that CH is pronounced like an S. Okay, so parachutes, and he tested them. How did he test them? By jumping off houses. Okay, so he tested it in that way. So we just used the preposition by.
所以这个 by 就是借由什么样的方法的这个借由。He must be really confident to do so.
I don't know, that's scary. Okay, so Jacques Etienne was better at business and had a talent for building things.
那接下来就讲到兄弟里面的另外一个这个雅各艾迪安，他是比较善于经商，而且他对于打造东西是比较有天分的，所以我们这边会用 have or had a talent for something.
Right, so here, pay attention again. We see better because we can't say better is like the more, M-O-R-E. So since it's only two brothers, again, it's the 比较的意思, was better at business. And have a talent for something means that you are very good at this thing. Okay, so that's just a way of saying what you're talented in. Okay, so he has a talent for building things. Minnie also has a talent for aerial yoga, right? And then Minnie also has a talent for hosting or teaching.
OK， 所以这边 better， 所以这边 better 它是比较级，那它的原级其实就是我们常常看到的 good job 的 good，所以它的三态叫做 good, better, the best。OK，good, better, the best。那我们这边刚刚再次提到 had a talent for something， 就是代表你有做什么事情的天分。那天分除了 talent 以外，我们有时候也会说是 gift。
You have a gift for something. Okay. All right, let's take a short break. In 1782, Joseph Michel had a vision while staring into a fire.
Wow.
That looks crazy from
Yeah, it's like
looking from
fire.
Yeah.
OK, so 在1782年的时候，约瑟夫·米歇尔在凝视着一团火的时候，突然间就有一个幻想。
So when we say the word vision, sometimes we can say that 你的视力 I have bad vision 就是我眼睛不太好
我也不太好
Yeah, that's true for me too.
Yeah.
But in this case, we're not talking about what he's seeing.
Yeah.
It's something that he's like imagining, like images in his brain about the future.
所以 vision 在这边我们会比较像是用中文来讲，可能会比较像是远见，有一个远见，有一个大目标的感觉。
And then a lot of people have visions when they have dreams.
Yeah.
Like they're like, I have a dream about something. Oh, I have a vision. I can see what I'm going to do in the future because I believe in myself. That can also be a vision as well.
所以有一点像是一个图像、一个画面的意思。
Yes. And then what is the difference between stare and look? And there's also a word called glare. Okay, look is just saying that you're looking. 看, right? Stare is like 盯着看, stare. Okay? And then there's another word called glare. Glare. See, it's even spelled very similarly. This is like 瞪着看一个人，有点用凶凶那种瞪. Okay? So this is stare and this is glare. Okay. Just want people to know there's a difference. I like that there's like a different word for these different types of looking at people.
So we say look at. How about stare and glare?
Staring at or glaring at you. Like if Minnie 老师 did something to offend me, I might glare at her. That would never happen.
OK, 所以介系词要记得用 at.
Yes. He imagined soldiers sailing into battle on a giant balloon powered by heat.
Sounds like a movie scene.
Yeah.
好，他说他想象着士兵乘坐在一个由热气供应这个动力的巨型气球上，然后航向这个战场。
Right. So here, imagined soldiers, we could also use the word pictured soldiers. Okay. In his mind, he has these images or these pictures, so we can use the verb picture as well. Sailing into battle. Usually we use sail when we're talking about boats, right? But then for some reason, when we're going into battle, we've always had the saying, sail into battle. Maybe it's like a motion, like, because when people are going into battle, they do it together. So it looks like they're like a big boat of some kind going into this battlefield. Okay, so that's just something that we say. There's another way of saying moving into battle or going into battle. Okay.
I think you sailing, it's a little like 比较
romantic.
活泼
Yeah, I guess it's just a creative way
Yeah.
of saying it.
老师刚刚有讲到另外一个跟 imagine 可以互相替用的字叫做 picture，就是我们平常 pick 那个 picture，它的名词是照片，可是当动词使用的时候，就是代表你想象哦。
So this giant balloon is powered by heat. Okay,
Yeah.
that means that it's using heat to make it move. Okay.
所以 powered 这边有点像是被動語態，被推進动力是被提供的。
然后是透过热气去做这件事情。He contacted Jack Aitken and he agreed to help him build it.
那在这边的 he 当然也是指的我们刚刚讲过的 Joseph， 所以 Joseph 呢，他就联系了这个 Jack， 然后呢 Jack 呢也同意了帮他打造这种巨型的气球。
So agree to do something, it means that you're agreeing to help this person or to do this action with somebody else. Just remember that we have a to there. Agreed to do something.
同意去做某事的 to。
Their first hot air balloon test flight failed. Okay, but they made some improvements and tried again.
所以他们的第一次热气球的试飞是失败的，但是呢，他们做了一些改善之后，又尝试了另外一次。
They don't give up. That's good. Okay, so here we see the word test. Okay, a lot of times students, when they see the word test,
最喜欢了。
yeah, it's like a pressure, right? But here it's not like a test, like a written test. It's like when they're trying to make this thing work, so they have to put it through test. So it's not the same kind of test that you love.
比较常看到可能就是舞台的时候，人家会说 microphone test， 有没有那种麦克风测试？所以 test 不是测验，在这边不是当考试哦，是当测试。
Yeah, so it usually goes with like science projects or science tests.
实验室的那种。
实验室的那种 test. Okay. They set up another flight with a rooster, a duck, and a sheep as their passengers.
好可怜的鸡。
Right. What happened if this hot air balloon had an
I guess
accident?
they will have a chicken dinner then.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Or
好
maybe they would hope the rooster would
fly away,
Yeah.
something like that. OK， 所以他们的另一次飞行，他们使用了一只公鸡，还有一只鸭，还有一头羊作为乘客来试飞。
Okay, so they set up something, 就是他们设计了一个，还是他们安排了一个。They arranged another flight. 也可以这样讲。Arrange is 安排 ，A-R-R-A-N-G-E. Okay, 是把他们当成他们的what's a passenger? 乘客。The flight lasted for 8 minutes, and the balloon landed successfully.
Yay! The roosters and the animals are alive. 所以他们这一次的试飞，他们维持了8分钟，而且呢，气球也成功的 landing 着陆咯。
Alright, so 维持了8分钟 it lasted for 8 minutes. So 我们知道就是最后它就是降落了，因为它有用 last for something, okay? And it happened successfully. It landed 就是降落到地上是 land, okay? Like an airplane lands, okay? 那就是我们会用的动词 successfully. So 如果是 if it was not successful, we would say unsuccessfully, which would make this story very sad. But it's a happy story.
Yes.
Right. This gave them confidence that their hot air balloon would be safe for humans.
8 minutes, OK. 所以呢，这个8分钟的成功的这个 test 测试呢，就给了他们信心，认为说自己的热气球能够让人们安全的乘坐。
For 8 minutes.
Yeah, for 8 minutes.
On November 21st, 1783, 2 people went on a 25-minute flight around Paris in the Montgolfier hot air balloon. Okay, sorry, since it's a French word, it's Montgolfier's hot air balloon, making it the first free flight by humans in history.
所以他们是1782年开始的嘛，那一年之后，1783年的11月21号，最重要的这一天，有2个人乘坐着这个孟格菲兄弟打造的热气球飞行，环绕巴黎25分钟哦。那这个举动呢，也标志着人类史上头一遭的这个自由的飞行。
Right, so here 25-minute flight. This 25-minute becomes an adjective.
把它变成形容词了。
25-minute flight. Okay, so these 2 people are very brave.
I know.
Why wasn't it the brothers themselves? They probably too scared.
Yeah, they're like,
hey, Billy and
we have
Henry,
to live.
You want to go and try a hot air balloon? Is it safe? Yes.
Okay.
All right, so this happened, and then it's the first free flight. Earlier, I almost said first free fright, okay? Because like you have to change from R to an L, right?
Yes.
So fright is another word you can learn. It has nothing to do with this, but fright is like 吓到.
害怕。
Yeah, but it's a noun, okay?
Yeah.
So you gave me a fright. 就是你吓
吓到我了，
我，
或者是常见的还有 stage fright。
stage
如果你是上台就会
紧张的人，
那你就会有 stage fright。
Stage fright, that's right. So this is a first free flight. Why is it free? 它不是免费的哦，right? 它不是自由的，而是说因为它是完全没有任何东西是去 attached，OK， 没有 attach， 就是连接的，对。So it's the first free flight by humans in history.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, and let's go to the review. All right, Minnie 老师, what is a company that manufactures paper? What does that mean?
Manufacture 就是制造，就像 make。
And what does it mean when we say that someone is creative?
That means 某人非常的有创意 we say creative.
Okay, and what if I say I have a talent for talking?
You have talent for a lot of things. Singing, talking, everything, right?
Thank
So
you.
have talent for 就代表说有着什么样子的天分，做什么的天分。
And what if I have a vision of the future?
那就代表他有一个远大的一个目标跟一个远见。
远见，可是跟你的视力
跟视力是不一样的，
在这个情况是不一样。
对，你不是说你近视很深你就看不到远见，然后没有，它是在你的脑袋里面的。
And if I say that this hot air balloon is powered by heat, what does that mean?
那就是被什么样子的动力推动？
Who is a passenger?
就是乘客。
And the last one, what does it mean to have confidence?
就代表我们大家都要有自信。
That's right. Okay, we'll see you guys tomorrow. We'll continue with this topic.
拜拜。
第26页，追根究底，人类何时开始翱翔天际？
The early years of human flight. The Wright brothers are famous for building and flying the world's first airplane. However, the story of human flight started over 100 years before that with another pair of brothers, Joseph Michel and Jacques-Étienne Montgolfier. Their family owned a paper manufacturing company in France, but the Montgolfier brothers dreamed of bigger things. Joseph Michel was the more creative brother. He made his own parachutes and tested them by jumping off houses. Jacques-Étienne was better at business and had a talent for building things. In 1782, Joseph Michel had a vision while staring into a fire. He imagined soldiers sailing into battle on a giant balloon powered by heat. He contacted Jacques-Étienne, and he agreed to help him build it. Their first hot air balloon test flight failed, but they made some improvements and tried again. They set up another flight with a rooster, a duck, and a sheep as their passengers. The flight lasted for 8 minutes, and the balloon landed successfully. This gave them confidence that their hot air balloon would be safe for humans. On November 21st, 1783, 2 people went on a 25-minute flight around Paris in the Montgolfiers' hot air balloon, making it the first free flight by humans in history.